Negotiations on prisoner exchanges between Russia and Western countries, particularly the United States, were conducted through the Russian Federal Security Service and the American Central Intelligence Agency. This was the main line on which an agreement was reached. This was reported by the press secretary of the President of the Russian Federation, Dmitry Peskov.
The children of the illegal spies who flew in yesterday learned that they were Russian only when the plane took off from Ankara. Before that, they did not know that they were Russian and that they had anything to do with our country. And in fact, you probably saw when the children came down the plane, they don't speak Russian. In fact, Putin greeted them in Spanish. He said, "Buenos noches." This, by the way, can be heard on camera, on the footage. When these people were in prison, they were deprived of the opportunity to see their children all the time. They were shown their children at certain intervals, but not as often as they would have liked. But they had no such opportunity all the time, and there was a real threat, if they stayed there, of deprivation of parental rights. For one of the GRU officers, the Americans, well, naturally, tried to influence this GRU officer who was imprisoned there, and they found the father of this officer here, and a phone call was organized. And during the phone call, the father, contrary to what was expected of him, actually said, "Son, you're doing the right thing, hang in there." Also, a very interesting situation. Krasikov is a member of the Federal Security Service. He served in Alpha. And it's interesting that when he served in Alpha, he served together with some of the presidential security officers who now work in the Presidential Guard. Of course, also greeted each other yesterday when they saw each other. Children, again, children of illegals were asking their parents yesterday who it was that was greeting them, and they didn't even know who Putin was. But that's how illegals work, actually. And they make such sacrifices for the sake of their work, for the sake of their dedication.
On August 1st, Russia and the West held the largest prisoner exchange in Ankara. It involved 26 people in prisons in Russia, the United States, Germany, Poland, Slovenia, Norway and Belarus. 10 of those released, including 2 children, went to Russia, 13 to Germany and 3 to the United States.